Welcome everyone to the Franklin Special School District May Board meeting. We're glad you're here. We have a lot of awards tonight, and before we get started with that, we'll turn it over to Dr. Farmer for our Pledge of Allegiance.
I am Charles Farmer on behalf of my administrative colleagues, Adam DeMumbry and Lauren Bauer. Welcome to Freedom. Y'all join me for the pledge. We will do the pledge.
And after the pledge, we ask that you remain for a moment of silence, please.
Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. About that. All right, we're going to start off with some recognitions and good news. I have a new category. It's called Novice Teacher of the Year, so we're going to ask Ms. Alicia Barker if she will do that for us.
Hi, everybody. So tonight we're recognizing Novice Teachers of the Year. The Novice Teacher of the Year Award was introduced by the Tennessee Department of Education as part of its Educator Recognition Program. This new designation spotlights the exceptional commitment and innovative practices of new teachers across the state. This initiative, launched for the first time in Tennessee, seeks to celebrate the fresh perspectives and dynamic approaches of novice teachers to the educational landscape. Congratulations to the following FSSD Novice Teachers of the Year. Darby Farley, a special ed teacher at Franklin Elementary. And if you can, come on up when your name is called, please. Next is Kristen Bischoff, a first grade teacher at Moore Elementary.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Camille, and I hope I get this right, Schloop, a special education teacher at Liberty. Okay, tonight we are loving on our special education teachers. The next one is Marcella Tykson, a special education teacher at Poplar Grove Elementary. You're good. Next is Madison Wilson, a special education teacher at Freedom Intermediate. Last but certainly not least, Zachary Looney, a social studies teacher at Freedom Middle School. Okay, furthermore, from this impressive group of educators, the FSSD Novice Teachers of the Year were selected. Congratulations to Darby Farley, who was selected as the district's Elementary Novice Teacher of the Year, and Madison Wilson, who was selected as the district's Middle Grades Novice Teacher of the Year. Thank you to all of those. Thank you to all of these remarkable educators for their commitment to student success. They are outstanding representatives of the district's dedication to educational excellence.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to get a group picture. Yep. Can we, there you go, just make that stand right there.
My nose is starting to bleed.
Sweater.
Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. Any opportunity we get to recognize our teachers is a privilege and an honor for us, and thank you. Next, we have the Artist of the Month. Ms. Bell will present that.
Our May Student Artist of the Month is Olivia Hanson, a sixth grader. Is she here? Oh, here, come on down. Olivia Hanson is a sixth grade student at Freedom Intermediate School who created this motivational poster in Madison Morris's art enrichment class. Mrs. Morris calls Olivia a natural and highly gifted artist. In fact, she came up with this design for a poster message, a positive message poster, which is now hanging in the school's main library. She envisioned the concept and design and used Prismacolor pencils to hand draw the entire piece. We are sure that Olivia's encouraging message within the colorful and whimsical creation will brighten the day of her classmates as well as every employee who receives a Franklin Special School District birthday card featuring her artwork this month. Olivia's artwork, along with the work of several other Freedom Intermediate artists, is on display at the central office. A special thank you to Chuck Sugg and Sonic Drive-In for sponsoring the Student Artist of the Month program with a generous $15 gift card. Congratulations.
Thank you. Moving on, Good News Awards. We have some recognitions. Ms. Newman.
Good evening. If the Poplar Grove softball team, along with their coaches, Coach Stevens and Coach Howard, please come forward. I'm going to call your name off at the end if y'all could come up here. We are thrilled to announce that the Poplar Grove Middle School softball team has clinched the championship title in the Harpeth Valley Athletic Conference Division A for the third year in a row. With a remarkable record of 12 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie, the team has shown incredible skill and determination. Special shout out to 8th grade pitcher McKenna Beckingham, who led the team with an impressive 11 wins. Congratulations to all players and coaches on this outstanding achievement. The team is coached by Randy Stevens and Howard Washington and is made up of the following student athletes from 3 FSSD schools. When I call your name, if you could just kind of raise your hand or step forward, then everybody can see who you are. From Poplar Grove Middle, Kylie Bowie. Ellison Chesak and Bristol Cox. Bristol Cox. From Freedom Middle, Avery Aziminia. Sorry, Avery, if I got that wrong. McKenna Beckingham. Riley Chandler. And Aubrey McAllister. From Freedom Intermediate, Caitlin Kelly. Avery Millard. Avery Clark. Peyton Clark. Layla Venable. And our homeschool, Evelyn Bader. Congratulations to everyone, and we have a banner for you.
complain as much as they giggle.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
We may have a few people leaving, but while they're doing that, we'll go into public input. There's a podium to my left if there's anyone here for public input.
Mr. Chairman, it doesn't look like anybody's going to speak at public input, but may I take a moment of personal privilege for just a moment?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I want to use this moment of public input early in our meeting tonight to recognize a milestone in the life of someone pretty important to the FSSD, having made significant contributions to the district during his 16 and a half years serving on the board. I felt like I should do this early in the meeting, not at the end when we normally would do this, because I don't think Kent McNish stays up past 7 o'clock each night. Now, if you're relatively new to the FSSD, you may not know Kent McNish, but he honorably served on the FSSD board from '96 until 2012. He was always the voice of logic and of reason, always providing heartfelt guidance and leadership. And it was abundantly apparent Kent always had the best interest of our students in mind whenever we would discuss the issues of the day. His moral courage was evident during these discussions, especially during the time he voted to rezone his own neighborhood when we were in the throes of rezoning many, many years ago. It wasn't a popular decision back then, but Kent made it and he didn't flinch, and it was the right thing to do. The board during that time would always hear final input from Kent before we took a vote, and many times Kent would raise that one unintended consequence that none of us seem to think of. Kent is legendary for expressing his full opinion on each discussion item, so much so that one might think the board's policy and practice of having a timed agenda was in his honor. And after 40 years in Franklin, Kent and his lovely wife Ellen are in the process of moving to Florida. And they are going to enjoy retirement in a nice home 3 blocks off the beach, 47 feet above sea level. It's an honor to call Kent a friend. His wise counsel will be missed, and he's watching us this evening, if he's not already in bed. And I would like for you to show your appreciation for his many years of dedication to the FSSD. Kent? Thank you.
Mr. Stillings, if I might add, Mr. McNish is also a member of the Legacy Award recipients. And he's in the Legacy Gallery as such. So, Mr. McNish, I've already offered a personal tour if he'll come in when he comes back to visit. I think he has some doctor's appointments, something he has to return here.
In July.
So he's going to hopefully take a tour of the Performing Arts Center and the Legacy Gallery.
He never misses an opportunity to remind us that he is a member of the Legacy Gallery.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Stillings, for those timely comments. And you should have added a caveat for Mr. McNish, but anyway. So public input is now closed. We'll move on to reports, presentations, and discussions, teaching and learning. Decker?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. In the teaching and learning spotlight tonight is the yet-to-be-approved Franklin Special New Strategic Plan, Aspire 2029. On the agenda for your review and approval this evening is a document that is most decidedly living and breathing and encompasses over a year of a quest to determine the roadmap for the district's next 5 years. As we endeavor to build the future of education in Franklin and beyond, a future where everyone is possible, great care has been taken to request and listen deeply to input from all our educational partners, also known as stakeholders, including employees, board members, families, students, and community members. Crystal clear areas of greatest importance emerged, beginning with the brand strategy research, which led us to the questions to ask and the concerns and positives to confirm once the strategic planning process got underway. In a previous spotlight, I detailed the surveys that we sent to parents and guardians, employees, and intermediate and middle school students in late February 2024, as well as the March 2024 strategic planning focus group session, during which 82 people representing all the groups mentioned earlier convened to garner feedback on the priorities to name within each of the strategic plan goal areas: well-being and belonging, academics, and community presence and communication. It was an event during which every attendee had the opportunity to be heard and to hear the forthright contributions of fellow attendees. The teaching and learning team then wrote a statement to align with each goal area after an intense reflection and analysis of every piece of feedback from the February session. The next step in the process was the April 3rd planning session, where district and school administrators and Dr. Snowden gathered, with Matt Brown from Brand Metal and myself again co-facilitating to formulate the strategies and tactics that will accomplish each goal within the 5-year time frame. Additionally, the group brainstormed and considered barriers that may stand between Franklin Special and the realization of the goals and generated ways to overcome such obstacles. Ultimately, this group, with a few elements of fine-tuning from T&L and Dr. Snowden, finalized the draft strategic plan before you tonight. The new strategic plan and the brand strategy marketing plan, also on the agenda for your approval, are entwined. The brand promise will be enacted via and embodied by the strategic plan. It is exhilarating to embrace these new goals and to look ahead, most definitely to aspire to all that we will accomplish for our students. As has been typical, T&L will provide annual progress reports on the plan and will continuously monitor its efforts. Aspire 2029 equals hopes, dreams, and heartfelt wishes to be made into reality through intentional and thoughtful actions. Thank you.
Any questions or comments? If not, we'll go on to Finance and Administration. Stesslinger.
Hey, good evening, everyone. You have your construction report in your board packet tonight, and I welcome any questions, clarifications that may need to be made.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, we'll move on. Approval of a board agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the board agenda.
There's a second. Second, Ms. Newman. All in favor? Thank you. Approval of the consent agenda. Is there a motion? Mr. Stillings, is there a second? Ms. Barker. All in favor? Thank you. Business before the board. Dr. Snowden.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Our first item for consideration is our marketing concept. As you may recall, the origin of this concept came out of a discussion at our board retreat in January of 2023 when Mr. Stillings suggested the possibility of exploring how we could possibly modify or enhance the FSSD name to help alleviate some of the confusion related to the school district's name, especially the special part. Obviously, when we spoke to Mr. Cagle, our legal counsel, who happens to be here tonight, he informed us that we could not officially change our name from the Franklin Special School District, but that we might or could use a doing business, DBA, or doing business as, for marketing purposes or to otherwise enhance our brand. As we began to look into how to best approach this important undertaking, we learned there was some great expertise related to our goals, and that is when our partnership with Brand Metal began. The project started with Matt Brown conducting sessions with 3 different focus groups that included FSSD employees, parents, and a group of community members. Those sessions provided great information to utilize as we move forward with developing our branding work, which included naming and logo exploration. In the work, there were some questions, confusions around the term special. There wasn't significant negativity, attached to that part of our name. The positivity of the term comes in as it is used to set apart or considered to be exceptional and unique. The recommendation was to lean into the word special and define it, own it, and elevate Franklin Special. The recommendation was also to simplify both the name and the acronym as we market the school district. There was a great deal of discussion around the creation of a new logo, which for some of us was challenging since we've grown very accustomed to the one we have. However, we believe the recommendation of that change is definitely positive, unique, and holds on to a segment of the current logo. Additionally, a creative campaign concept was completed and is ready to launch. The proposed complete formal launch is scheduled for the beginning of the 24-25 school year. Thanks to all our board members for your continuous involvement in this process, and thanks to all the work by everyone involved from both the school district and Matt Brown, as well as the staff at Brand Metal. This is an exciting time. We recommend approval of the marketing concept, including the naming, logo, and creative elements of the plan. The big idea is the FSSD or FSD is a special place, and the campaign will demonstrate how we put students first to equip and launch them into their brightest and potential futures. And yes, excellence has its own district. We recommend approval. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve? Motion to approve. Mr. Townsend, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Bell, is there discussion?
I wanted to say something. I mean, we've worked on this a long time, so it's exciting to see it come to fruition. And I just wanted to know what your take was on staff and administration's buy-in. And I've been involved in branding things before, and just what's the sense in the district with the people who work here?
I think it's exciting. It's just like any of us. You know, when you think about change is difficult. And when you look at the excellence in the teaching and learning for all, that's going to be our vision, continue to be our vision, but we're just marketing in a little different manner. And so change is difficult, but I think when we present it to the leadership team, there was mixed reviews, I think, initially, because some of us are more traditionalists than others, and we hold on to things maybe without really thinking about the newness and the revival and the enhancement of our brand, which is already a very positive brand. But if we can enhance it, I think people will get on board with it. And the teachers that were involved, they knew branding was a consideration, or they knew what we were doing. But it's pretty much going to be a surprise to them in August about all the different aspects of it. I did send them an email on Friday telling the board would be considering this opportunity for a marketing concept, but that the big rollout would be in August. So that's when we'd like to really make a big splash, so to speak.
All right. Any other comments? All right, we have a motion and a second. Let's do a roll call vote. Mr. Townsend? Yes. Ms. Newman?
Yes.
Mr. Blair, yes. Ms. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Stillings? Yes. Ms. Barker?
Yes.
We are approved. Thank you, Matt Brown.
Thank you.
Just cut from, yeah.
Strategic plan.
Yes, item number 2 is FSSD Strategic Plan Aspire 2029. Dr. Decker's already given you an overview of the process that was utilized to develop this plan. I would like to recognize and to thank Dr. Decker for her leadership in this work, as well as teaching and learning. I also like to recognize and thank Matt Brown with Brand Metal, who helped to facilitate the work of the focus groups, and also the members of our leadership team for their help and support of this important endeavor. We recommend approval of the Aspire 2029 Strategic Plan.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Ms. Barker, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Bell, is there a discussion?
Just for clarification, this is the FSD Aspire plan, right?
Yes, it is.
Officially the FSSD, but doing business as Franklin Special District.
Gotcha.
Any other comments? Have a motion and a second. Let's roll call vote again. Ms. Barker?
Yes.
Mr. Stillings? Yes. Ms. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Blair, yes. Ms. Newman?
Yes.
Mr. Townsend, what say ye?
I've been told I'm off screen, so I'll try to get in here. Yes.
All right. We are approved. Thank you. Dr. Snowden?
Item number 3 is Real Estate Committee recommendation for the sale of property. The Real Estate Committee has been meeting with our realtors, George Friedman and Tom Magley, for the sale of the Annex Cannon Street properties, as well as the available lots on Battle Avenue. After several weeks of negotiations, the committee believes a fair contract with a potential buyer has been successfully reached, reviewed, and approved by legal counsel. The contract is now ready to be considered by the board for your final approval of the sale. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and commend the work of Mr. Stillings, who has provided invaluable insight and ideas along the way, and also the work of Dr. Esslinger. Additionally, both Joyce and Tom have brought significant expertise to the table, as the sale of this property has been fraught with challenges. And that's saying, well, it's not really placing as much emphasis as it should, because it has been extremely challenging. Finally, Robin Askew, attorney with Lewis Tomlinson, was instrumental in helping to negotiate with the buyer's legal counsel to finalize the elements of the contract. The administration recommends approval of the Real Estate Committee's recommendation.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve?
I would like to move we accept contract as presented.
Mr. Stillings, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Bell, is there a discussion?
No discussion. I just wanted, can we clarify again how it was a little confusing to me that there were 2 different prices and 2 different closings. Is that 2 separate properties under the same contract?
Well, it is 2 separate. It's basically the annex property, the Cannon Street property, and then the other closing is on the 3 lots of Battle Avenue.
It's all one contract.
Yeah, all on contract. It's two different closings, same buyer, 2 different closing dates. Obviously, the lots, and Mr. Magley or Joyce or Dr. Esslinger or Mr. Stillings may want to weigh in on this, but the lots on Battle Avenue can be approved and built upon, constructed pretty quickly. Whereas the other property, since this is a development, it will take a lot of steps to go through with the city, the planning commission, to get approved to ever put the construction into place. So that's why they were willing to have a closing date for the Battle Avenue lots earlier than the closing for the larger property, the Cannon Street property. Is that correct, Dr. Esslinger? Mr. Stillings?
Yeah, that sounded right, and we wanted to move up some of the way that the money flows so that we could take advantage of some of that. So we just broke out the parcels into two different groups, which is why you see Group 1 and Group 2. And one group will be able to close early. The other one has to go through the planning process with the city, so that will take a little longer. So part of the deal won't be held up as long.
But we can't sell to them before they go through the planning committee? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
we can.
We can or we cannot?
We can, yes.
Oh, we can, okay.
But from their viewpoint, if they can't get it approved, then so that's why the closing is down the road, so to speak.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
I want to say one more thing. I do want to thank the committee members
Yes.
for it's been probably a little more than you anticipated.
You
A
think?
little more.
Maybe a little.
I sincerely thank you guys, and I trust you. Just sincere thanks.
Agreed. Thank you. I think the word was fraught. Was that it? All right. All right, we have a motion second. Any other discussion? Not, let us roll call vote. Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
Ms. Newman?
Yes.
Mr. Blair, yes. Ms. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Stillings?
Yes.
Ms. Barker?
Yes.
We are approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 4, resolution recognizing public education. For the board's approval is a resolution in support of the I Am Because of Public Education campaign. We do have that resolution for, I think Mr. Blair's going to read that.
I'll read this. Franklin Special School District Board of Education resolution recognizing public education. Whereas public education is fundamental to our nation and essential component of societal progress, and whereas public education plays a pivotal role in the shaping individuals' lives, fostering critical thinking, and promoting social mobility, and whereas because the I Am Because of Public Education campaign seeks to highlight the transformative power of public schooling through personal narratives, advocacy efforts, and community engagement, and whereas the promotion of quality public education is essential for the advancement of individuals and has transformed the lives of so many people, therefore be it resolved that the Franklin Special School District recognizes the importance of public education in nurturing talent, fostering personal growth, and building resilient communities, expresses support for the I Am Because of Public Education campaign and its mission to celebrate the positive impact of public schooling on individuals' lives, encourages individuals, educators, policymakers, and community leaders to actively participate in the initiative by sharing their stories, advocating for equitable educational policies, and championing the value of public education, calls upon governmental bodies, educational institutions, and stakeholders at all levels to prioritize investment in public education, ensuring that all learners have access to quality educational opportunities, regardless of socioeconomic status, race, ethnicity, or other factors, affirms the commitment to promoting educational excellence, striving to eliminate disparities and barriers to learning, and fostering environments where every learner can thrive and reach their full potential. Resolves to disseminate this resolution widely and to actively support efforts to advance the goals and the principles of the I Am Because of Public Education campaign. Be it further resolved that the Franklin Special School District reaffirms our dedication to the principles of excellence in public education, and we hereby adopt this resolution in support of the I Am Because of Public Education campaign, recognizing the transformative power of public education in shaping individuals' lives and strengthening our communities as of this day, May 13th, 2024. Whew. All right. Is there a motion to approve? Ms. Newman, is there a second? Mr. Townsend, is there a discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Dr. Snowden?
Yes, item 5, policy revision, enrollment in advanced courses. That's 4.205, first reading. Revision in this policy follow updates to our honors program guidelines. We recommend approval of the first reading of this policy.
A motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Mr. Townsend, second.
Second.
Mr. Stillings, is there discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? We are approved. Thank you. Dr. Snowden?
Yes, item number 6, policy revision, health examinations, communicable diseases, 5.400. It's also a first reading. Revisions are to bring the policy to current practice. We recommend approval of the first reading.
Sir, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Mr. Newman, is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Townsend, is there discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? We are approved. Director of Schools report, Dr. Snowden.
Yes, thank you. FSSD Volunteer of the Year, the District Volunteer Selection Committee has selected Poplar Grove Middle Shea Hall as the 23-24 FSSD District Volunteer of the Year. Ms. Hall has been nominated on behalf of our district to be considered for the TSBA Mid-Cumberland District Volunteer Recognition Award. We're grateful for all of our many volunteers, whether they are parents or community members, and are very proud to have Ms. Hall represent our district as our FSSD Volunteer of the Year. TCAP, standardized testing, went well. Dr. Wiemers and Faith Maxwell from our central office, as well as our school administration and the many teachers and staff that coordinated the TCAP test, have made it almost seamless. There were a few hiccups, but for the most part, things went very smoothly, thanks to everyone's work, and we appreciate everyone that played a part in the success of this administration of TCAP. The night of celebration, April 25th, we felt went extremely well. It was a great night as we honored our newest retirees, our Teachers of the Year, Classified Employees of the Year, Principal and Supervisor of the Year, our newest National Board Certified Teachers, and newest Legacy recipients. From the many friends and families coming to cheer their honorees, to the reception, to the student performance and program, we all had a very memorable evening. We appreciate so much the participation by the board members who could attend that evening, and thanks again to the Night of Celebration Committee for all the work they did to develop the plan. And we think it went so well that we plan to continue that way of honoring those groups. We had great attendance, as you know, from your participation and your information, and hopefully you had some good feedback from the people that were honored that night. We certainly did. Next, FSSD Teacher and Staff Appreciation. We're celebrating the personnel last week, May 6th through the 10th. Baskets of treats were delivered to each school, the MAC office, as well as the maintenance, landscaping, and transportation on behalf of the board and the director of schools. Our last day, and it's hard to believe, of school is May the 24th, next week. This will be an abbreviated day for our students. Memorial Day, May the 7th, all offices will be closed. Our summer MAC, Here Comes the Sun, is our theme this summer, with every week focused around exploring nature through art projects, STEM activities, and reading activities. We will also have visits from the Nashville Zoo, Shannon Haas Painting, and the Williamson County Health Department. There will also be field trips throughout the summer. Summer MAC has a registration deadline of last Friday before the waiting list. It will operate at Johnson Elementary this summer from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. May the 29th through August the 1st. Close the week of July 1st through the 5th, and August 2nd, 5th, and 6th. The cost for the program is only charged by the days your student attends, and along with a one-time $35 materials fee. Scholarships are provided to our students who are on the LEAPS program or qualify as McKinney-Vento students. Our summer story reading time, this opportunity will be held at Franklin Elementary in lieu of the story bus operation, which we talked about before, is currently slated for renovation. I think it was delivered to the people who will be doing the renovation today. We know many families will be disappointed that that's not available this summer, but it will be back with a complete renovation for next summer. Information about the summer story reading time is scheduled to be sent to families. I think, Susanna, was it this week? Tomorrow. That information will go out. Our Young Scholars Institute will be the week of June the 3rd through the 7th and the 10th through the 14th. Registration applications are online for that camp, and it's for students who have completed 1st through 8th grade. I'll send you an update. I will send an update, and I added it to my computer version of the summary, but didn't add it to this paper copy, so I'll send you those enrollment numbers. Summer learning camps for priority students. We look forward to providing exceptional, enriching experience for those students that attend. Dates of the camp are June the 3rd through the 27th, excluding Fridays. And Carol always has my back. She takes care of me. So here are the senior scholars. Here are the enrollment number for young scholars. Senior scholars, the first week, there are 143 that have enrolled. 101, that's a total. 101 for week 1 and 97 for week 2. For our junior scholars, week 1, you have 240 students, and in week 2, 221 students. Gentry's Education Summer Camp, that's signed up and can be found through the Foundation's website. Our budget process will continue with our next meeting for next Monday night, and that will be, for the most part, we'll review revenue and personnel. That will be the focus. The third work session will review the cumulative impact of the budget work from the first 2 work sessions and hopefully facilitate the possible completion of the budget process. So many of you we do know of some conflicts, so but we'll proceed with that and continue to provide you with that information. The Director of Schools Performance Goals work session, we were thinking we would need a special call meeting to review the contract of real estate, but since that didn't happen, and I know Dr. Barker has a conflict with next Monday, but would the board be open, instead of having to schedule an entirely different meeting, to do after the work session to work on the performance goals? I don't know if that's acceptable to you, since we're already together. And Dr. Barker, you can add anything from...
Well, and I've already sent Kevin some things.
Okay. So everybody amenable to possibly doing that in a work session after the budget work session? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Updates, teaching and learning,
Nothing additional, sir. Thank you.
finance and administration.
Yes, sir. Your packets contain the monthly HR reports for your review, as well as the sales tax collection reports reflecting the collections for the month of May. You will also notice that the ADA negative adjustment of $107,167 was added to that sales tax collection report. However, you will also notice that a 10.4% increase over the same period last fiscal year, bringing us to 2.6% above previous year's year-to-date collections.
All right, any comments? Anything from the board?
I want to take a minute of personal privilege as well. I'm trying to, I won't keep you long, but thinking about Kent McNish, I remember Kent doing this once when he had something on his heart he's wanted to talk about, and I'll be brief. I think that I'm asking the people, the stakeholders, there are 4 stakeholders, but maybe more, but I see this, the kids, the parents, the teachers, the community. And I think sometimes lately I've been asking questions that I think are crossing the line if you know our number one goal must be the students. So when it comes to safety and security, I don't think it's appropriate that you ask us to put things in writing or send you emails. If you want to talk to us one-on-one, because we don't talk about safety and security. It's something we do everything that we can to make sense. And just that's what should be known. On my street, I assume everyone can own a gun. If I don't own a gun, I don't think I'm going to put a sign out in my front yard saying, but this house is gun free. I think that we should realize that whatever options are out there, we'll make the best choices. But to ask us to talk about things and put things out there, that's not in the best interest of our number one thing to do is keep our students safe. So I implore people to think about that when they reach out to us. We want to answer because you're a stakeholder too. But I just think that the better thing to do is to know that that's the only reason we're up here, is to take care of the kids. And, well, there's others, but that's number one. Just want to put that out there. Thanks for giving me the time.
Any other board comments? Again, on behalf of the board, thank you, Mr. Stillings, for that acknowledgement of Kent McNish and also serving on our real estate committee. If there's nothing else for the good of the board, we are adjourned.
Because I did.